Hi, this is Alzheimer's, What They Forget to Tell You, episode 15?
15. Oh, nice.
You like that? Okay. Now it's 20. No, now it's 30.
No.
Hi, Brianna.
Oh, my. Brianna, hello.
Because she missed the other one. And podcast number 14. Did I get it right?
Yeah, but like you're making it more confusing. It's all 15.
Hi, Wayne.
We're doing 15. What's up, bro? BC in the house. Alda Lee. Hi. Who was your first friend? Brianna. You got very excited.
Yeah, because I haven't seen her in a little while. Or heard, whatever. I don't know what you call this in podcast. Hi, Rob. Okay. We were just talking a little bit earlier about this week. Hola! Hi! We were talking earlier. I was a little bit off this week because my mom had a seizure. Your aunt had a seizure earlier. And that always throws me off. It always kind of like,
Yeah, of course.
I'm doing well, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Brings me back to a little bit of the reality. Hi, Christopher. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, how that feels.
We're going to go right into it. So it's been an off week. I think just around the board from some other feedback that I've gotten from some friends, family, and everything else. It's just been, I think, one of those weeks. Mm-hmm. We're just kind of going with the flow. But when did she have the seizure?
She had it on Monday.
And
so the beginning of the week.
Okay. What happened?
And usually it's typically, she doesn't have these grand mal seizures, so it's not like convulsions that I think you've been around kind of right after she's thank you. You've been around. I remember panicking one time and I called my cousin, and it's just weird because really it's just kind of like it's nothing that like Wendy could do, but I guess it's just like a support thing.
It's a comfort thing to know that you're not alone.
And plus, I don't know if it's going to be the last one, so
right.
It's just sort of like okay. So, but this one, normally it's like it's like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, and she comes out of it, and of course she's extremely tired, and so she has to sleep. But this one, I found it was longer. It was like, it went on too long for my liking.
So you watched. You were there watching.
I was watching, and you can't do anything, right? You're just helpless. And that scared me because I'm like, oh my God, is she going to come out of this? And she did. So.
Okay.
But it kind of set me back a little bit.
For sure. Absolutely. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that would want to see one of our loved ones going through something horrific like that. But again, we get so, I guess, adapted to it when this is the way of life for 17, 18 years.
I know, but that's the weird thing about this part of it. Like, I feel I'm not immune to these seizures. I'm really just not immune. Every single time, I'm like...
Because you don't know if it's the last one.
Right. And I think it's probably because her bad one is what ended her in the palliative stage, which is the end of life. For people who don't know, palliative means the end of life. And the last major one, she was hospitalized. She was so unresponsive. So I think it's just that fear. Like I get put back, like you were talking, and I don't want to bring that up, but you were talking about the hospital bells, like a trigger. So a seizure for me is a trigger.
Yes.
Immediately, like, right? So
yeah,
I just have to get over it. I don't think I will get over it.
You never will.
So I'll just have to cope.
But I mean, it's understandable, and I think we apologize for some reason this thing keeps slipping, so we end up looking like we're laying down on a bed. Whoa. Yeah, it's, I never know, there's never words to express this type of thing.
Oh, Brianna asked a good question. So what do I do to try to regain focus? Wow. I really haven't thought of that. Maybe I still am not focused. It's blurry. No, I'm just joking. Okay, honestly, what do?
She calls me.
Yeah. No, I think I just focus on other things and I get busy doing other things. So I redirect my energy to... So this week, on top of that happening, I completed 2 journal articles and submitted them.
Good for you.
So that's what I do. I just keep busy. I keep
You
occupied.
maintain 100% average in your doctorate. This is what she does. This is what she does.
I redirect.
Most people might not have that type of avenue to go to. Most people. Just saying, if you're one of those people, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. If you're not maintaining 100% average, don't
I'm
feel
not maintaining. It's like
bad.
98.6 or something. It's not 100%. There's room for improvement.
Jalen, I'm so sorry. I'm working on her. In any case. Yeah, so we talk about normal people. We're the first people to overstand.
That's right. See, leads are workaholics because we have to live up to the name. The last name is Lead. So what are you going to do? Crazy. Like my grandfather used to always say, Claude lead, others follow. See that? You like that? He started it. That's a positive, but I guess it's a bit of a driver as well. Browner. Yeah.
Oh,
It
we're
is.
slipping again. See, we keep slipping.
It's redirect. You have to, okay, it's a positive outlet. So instead of drinking, because I would never do that, right?
Sorry,
I would never drink.
Thanks for
Because, but it's another way of diffusing how I feel. What are you doing?
I'm trying to go.
You're so distracting. Hi, Alan. Oh, yeah, thanks for the reminder. I'm pre-Alzheimer's, Alan, so I would appreciate you not making fun of my disability.
What's happening right now?
He knows. It's an inside joke. Okay, what are you doing?
I'm trying to go with the sliding of the iPad so that I don't look like I'm sliding. Okay, I'm sliding.
We'll pretend this is a serious topic. We'll pretend.
Okay. I'm going to keep it light, I think. Yeah.
Really? Yes, really.
Who's Alan?
My cousin. Probably your cousin, too.
Not my cousin, because I don't know who Alan is.
That doesn't mean he's not your cousin.
Hey, okay, that's true.
Is that
All
your
right.
sister? No, she's not my sister. She wishes. She's my cousin. My first cousin. Stop it. Would you get on track?
Did you say that?
You wish.
Okay. So, what we were talking about originally...
What are you doing? You were sliding all over the place.
Because the iPad
distracting
was
me. But you
sliding.
see, I kept my poise. You can't distract me. Leads cannot be distracted.
I will show you my boob right now.
Please don't, because we're live.
We're live.
I don't think people want to see that.
Yeah, no. It's not that kind of show. Okay. Compose yourself.
No, me?
Yes. You're out of control.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Right. Is there more?
Yes. Okay, stop being silly.
Yeah, I have a habit of doing that.
In any case, so we were talking earlier before he says we aren't related. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So we were talking earlier and we wanted to figure out exactly, a really great topic in terms of what we were going to focus on. I always feel like, when Karen speaks from the heart, it's much more relatable than reading from a textbook or reading from a quote that a doctor wrote or just something that's so informal and very professional and, just very stale and dry.
Which I've managed to uphold for the whole how many episodes, because I haven't done that.
No,
Once.
you're right. No, you're right. No, absolutely. But then you pulled out this thing where you're like, let me read this. And I'm like, no.
No, because it was interesting. There's a new... It wasn't to read it. It was just to say that they have discovered in Australia that you can find out if you have the gene through a blood test 30 years before it presents.
Oh.
So I was going to say, hey, would you want to know?
Yeah.
Because it's a controversial topic.
I would want to know.
See, and I wouldn't.
Why?
Because even if you have the gene, if you have the biomarker for the gene, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to develop Alzheimer's. So you want to have that paranoia.
It's not, I don't think it would be a paranoia per se, but don't you think that if your mom, my aunt, knew that this was an actual possibility, that this could happen in her life, that maybe different steps could have been taken, or more video would have been taken, or perhaps she would have maximized in certain different areas, knowing that, like, let's say, okay, this is very hypothetical, but when somebody gets diagnosed with cancer...
I'd be paranoid. But go on, sorry.
When somebody gets diagnosed with cancer and they're being given, let's say, a year, 6 months, whatever the time is. So in that time, that person's going to want to live out whatever fantasies or whatever expectations or whatever dreams, whatever with their families. You know, they're going to want to live their life to the max, knowing that there's a time limit. I feel like sometimes if you know, you can kind of plan. This is what happens sometimes when you get a terminally ill...
And I'm going to stop you there, only because cancer is completely different. I know you're using that analogy, but cancer is completely different. That journey is completely different. You're absolutely right. If you have cancer, you can and have that ability to live out your fantasies. When you have Alzheimer's, you're not going to live out your fantasies. It's a horrific, as you're seeing and witnessing firsthand, disease. So why would I want to know? And this isn't telling you that you'll get it. This is only a blood test to determine if you have that gene. So it could, like, I could have the gene, but I might never get Alzheimer's. Right. Why would I want to know? I'll be paranoid. Like, I'll be, oh my God, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Well, I guess it's perspective, right?
But at least I'm aware, right? So I am doing the necessary steps to at least try to circumvent, right? Like, I'm actually exercising.
I'll believe that when I see that.
What are you talking about? I'm doing it. I'm fully exercising right now.
So am I. Right now, as we speak, I'm doing chin-ups. 10. Watch me. Busting out a sweat. Watch. There is a bead of sweat coming down my forehead.
It. You know what I mean? And I'm only exercising because I'm paranoid.
No, I don't buy it.
You don't?
Nope.
It's true. I'm being preventative. I'm being proactive.
I don't buy it. Maybe you guys do.
What, you don't believe I'm actually working out?
I don't believe you're doing it for why you're saying you're doing it.
Don't ever point. Brianna's like, me neither. Hey! See that? Okay, so I guess you would want to know. So the controversial subject of would you want to do this blood test, you would want...
Yes. And I'll tell you why. I think going through this with your mom, what I find the most horrific, I think the most, I don't know what the word is, and I know it's going to come to me after, but the most horrific thing at knowing her and knowing her 20, 30 years ago and looking into the future, if I'm going to put that on myself, I would never want to be in a position to not know or recognize my children, to not know or recognize my siblings, my family, the people that I love. That to me would be, I think, the worst possible fate that I could even fathom. So knowing that that might be my future potentially, and someone's coming to me and saying, this is what's in your cards, or this is what I'm seeing in your medical history or whatever, or this is potentially something that you could be facing, I wouldn't say that I would predominantly try to do anything about that if there's no cure, but I'm going to take measures to make sure that, like, I'm sure if we knew what we were facing back then, we would have done so many different things, taken more videos, done more things to involve your mom around Jalen or around her other grandkids or around my kids, or around her siblings, just different things that we might not have thought of in that moment because it was the first time being faced with the situation. Okay,
but remember, my mom, she had it before your children, so that wouldn't work. She had it when Jalen was born, so that didn't work either. So yeah,
and I
understand.
say that only because you tell me that at times you're like, Wendy, I wish I don't remember my mom's voice. I don't remember my mom's laugh. I don't remember.
Because we didn't have the technology. We had some of it, but we didn't have the technology that we have today. Mm-hmm. Like, we didn't have iPads or cell phones that, nothing was instant. There was no Facebook.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, so we're talking right now.
Yeah, like right now, I guess. But then we are already doing that, and I am very aware of that. I do that. I force Jalen to do that now because of that it could be a reality, right? And yeah, to answer your question, Alan, it would be worrisome, and there are not a plethora of cures. There is no cure.
Not for this one, no.
No, there's no, and they have a lot of research and they're working on stuff, but there's not even medication that helps Alzheimer's at this stage. There's absolutely nothing. There's medication that slows down the progression, but there's nothing that cures it. It is what it is. Yeah.
I don't know. It's devastating when you're talking about something like this, because again, it's like what Karen just said. There's no cure. So it's a matter of just, I guess, holding on to what you can for as long as you can. I guess that would be the only thing that I would want to do different. I'm the type of person that I want to know what I'm facing. Like, when I got pregnant, some people who just don't want to know the gender until that moment that the baby comes out. That's not me. I want to know the second I can find out so that I can plan ahead and I can, do whatever I need to do. That's just me, though. That's my preference. I need to know what I'm facing so that I can prepare myself mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, whatever it is. I want to know so that I can do whatever I can do in my own being to make it okay for me, I guess.
Yeah, I guess for me, if I guess it could determine if I got it, maybe I'd be more interested. I just wouldn't want to know if I have the gene that could possibly develop. I don't want this possibly, because we all live with possibly.
Right.
And I have enough of possibly.
Yeah.
So I'm done with possibly. We're done. It's over.
We're divorcing.
Yeah, that's it. So unless you could tell me for sure, I'm not interested in your possibilities. That's already a possibility. I'm already at a higher risk because my mom has it. I'm good. I'm good with that possibility.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm exercising. Preventative. Yeah. Preventative. Hi, Nikki.
So, I also thought it would be a really great idea to talk about your own experience in terms of the stages. So Karen had explained to me earlier that she is putting a paper together, and sometimes the perfectionist that she is, if it's not documented and I's dotted and T's crossed, that it's not something that she wants to talk about or anything like that. But we're doing the podcast, and I know that there's a lot of people that come in and check in and tune in because these type of subjects are relating to what they're going through themselves. And I think for me and myself, I'm not interested in reading a textbook. If I was, I would probably go do that or Google something or, get some medical mumbo jumbo that makes no sense to me. I relate more to a personal story from friend to friend, family to family, woman to woman, woman to man, just human to human. Like, this is what I went through. This is what I'm going through. How are you feeling? What's your story? Like, that's how people learn and relate and do, their thing. So I just thought that would be a better idea than really just reading anything that you're going to get off of an encyclopedia or Google or whatever. So, stages, I figured. You have something to chime in and say?
No, because I'm like encyclopedia. What is that supposed to mean?
It means like, in our day, dinosaur days.
Yes.
There were things that
I have tried essential oils. We do all of that. I think that's probably why, to be honest, it's all in my book too, and I'm constantly researching. No, I'm not. What are you talking about? I live on the edge. No, but I think that's probably why my mom has lived with this disease going on 18 years, because she's not on any medication. She's completely on all natural things right now. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure am.
So, again, what I was going to say was share these stages if you feel...
Okay, so when you mean stages of, like, what the Alzheimer's stages is, because the Alzheimer's stages are not neat and tidy anyways, and they don't follow a prescribed method, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you could be in stage 1 and stage 3 all in the same day.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Right. So, yeah, Alzheimer's, essentially, they say there's like 7 stages, and the 7 stages, the last stage is, of course, where my mom is at, end of life. But it's such, if you follow that, I talk about it too in my book, because of course that's the information. But if you get caught up in that, you'll be always I think you'll always feel like frustrated because it's not following that neat and tidy.
Verbatim.
It's just sort of like a guide, but you shouldn't use it as a prescribed list. Like, oh, she's in stage 1, she's in stage 2. No, it's not going to work that way.
So our audio is lower than usual. Mm.
I think it's because we're so far away.
Are we? We're that far?
Well, this isn't like a sound system. We're not in a studio.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. Oh, I mean, yeah, we are. Okay. Not a good liar. Got to work on that.
Okay, so we'll work on the audio.
Like, we'll start yelling. Can you hear me, Nikki? Okay, that's just off. That's just wrong. I'm trying to be funny. No?
Stop trying.
That's rude.
I know.
So, what else? What did you mean?
Well, just, there's sometimes we'll share stories together, and you'll tell me in the beginning stages of,
Thanks,
like
Bray.
when you'll say after the denial stage happened, when your mom, you really became, or you came into the acceptance stage of knowing that this is really happening. You'd be in the shower and you'd hear the front door closing and she'd just walk off, or, again, I don't know.
So first of all, that stage you're talking about, that we're talking, in my book, I reference Kubler-Ross, and she was a psychiatrist who studied people who were dying. And she noticed that people who deal with dying or got a diagnosis of that they were going to die had these similar stages, like 5 stages. And the first one, of course, is denial. And then there's anger, and I think there's guilt. And the last stage, anyways, is acceptance. So that acceptance stage didn't come till like
way after.
I think 13 years in.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Way after, because you're constantly
trying to fix.
And that's why I said I was going to come up, and that's what my cousin's talking about, is that I'm in the middle of writing, and it's for you, Carol, for Blip IQ, because I know I haven't been too good at that, sorry, but I will get back into writing. However, I wanted to come up with my own personal stages of being a caregiver for somebody with Alzheimer's disease. So, and that part is probably frustration, aggravation, irritation, and I'm sure those are all the shuns were in that when my mom was leaving.
You made a reference, like when I asked you, so that must have been crazy trying to deal with your mom going through that, plus having a newborn, plus being married, plus going to work, plus all this stuff. And Karen had made that reference of it's like a defiant adolescent, like living with a defiant teenager.
Yeah, she was and I had to get, you have to put all these measures. So I had to get ADT.
What is that? Oh, the alarm system.
So that I could hear the door. And it drove me nuts. Like that, I want it. Because of course now.
You're in the shower, you're like, what do I do?
Oh, it's just yelling. Oh, we're just putting the dog out. False alarm.
Yeah, that can be unnerving. I can see that.
But you have to do these things in order to. It's almost like the same way you have to child-proof your house. You have to Alzheimer-proof your house when you have somebody, especially in the beginning stages where they you can't really reason with them.
And they're in denial too.
Yeah, and they're not listening to you. And, you're on high alert all the time. So, yeah, that was very, very challenging. I don't even know how I got through those times. So,
how would you say, from those times going into the times, I guess, because it was pretty rapid, from what I understand, that she lost, like,
no,
she lost her ability to speak, or?
Well, I think at the very beginning what was happening was she was verbal, but then things weren't coming out properly. So then, knowing my mom how I know my mom, she'd be too proud. So she started becoming internal. Like, so she wouldn't speak. And you mentioned that was the first thing that you saw, that she was quiet.
Very quiet.
And that's not my mom.
Her.
My mom is like in your face.
So not quiet.
Thanks, Alan. I tried to look for a microphone. Okay, but I'll look at that after. Thank you. He's saying about the audio.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, right. So I think she just became more withdrawn because she didn't want to sound silly. So, but that also inadvertently affected her speech, because now you're not practicing your speech. So this is why I think she lost her speech, and I don't even remember when that happened. I think it was probably maybe year 3. But then my mom always went through like long plateaus. So like that would be one, and then that lasted for, well, obviously her speech never came back, but any other further decline, I just feel like she goes down and then she stays. Like this palliative thing. Like it's not normal to be in palliative care for over so 2 years. It's actually an anomaly.
Yeah.
Like nobody
survives Alzheimer's for 18 years.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's people.
I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, people. But it's just people have survived Alzheimer's for like 20 years, but not in one, like palliative, like, because this is the end. It's not that you should not last more than 2 years, over 2 years in the end stage.
I have no answers.
I'm going to call Guinness and see.
Maybe that's what she's waiting for.
Maybe she can get a record.
Yo, where's that phone call?
I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. More research. That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Oh, man, I tell you, this thing called life. But she's always been strong. She's always been that type of woman that lives life on her own terms. And this is no different. Disease or not, she's going to do it her way. And, I just sit back and it's even more admiration, even more respect towards her, because I've never known anyone aside from her to do something like this. And it just matches her character perfectly. Like it doesn't surprise me one bit. You know what I mean? So
how do I communicate with her? I don't. My mom is completely bedridden, and I can hold her hand. She's very strong.
Very.
Like, she can actually pull you, which is surprising. I don't know where she gets that strength from. And, I think she does say, she has sound, so I assume she knows my voice, because I know hearing is the last to go. And that's how I communicate with her. I just talk to her, like I normally would talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah. And she does respond. I don't know if she responds exactly the way that
Alan's agreeing with you.
I saw. I don't know if she's responding exactly in coordinates to what is being said to her. Like when I talk to her, and if she's grunting, or if she's making a noise, or if she's reacting, if it's because of what I'm saying, or if it's just what she's doing in the moment. I'd like to believe the first thing.
I do believe it must be because she doesn't just randomly make sounds. So it must be your voice,
a reaction,
or recognizing something. Yeah, exactly. So I think it does make a difference, because anytime I go and I'm with her, even if I'm talking to her caregiver or the PSW, she makes sounds. As soon as she can hear my voice, she makes a sound. So she must know. Average survival once someone is diagnosed is 45. Yeah.
Not Auntie Marlene.
Not my mom.
So I thought the same thing, Brie, but my aunt's going 18 years strong in this disease. So statistics, sometimes you cannot believe a textbook. You cannot believe what doctors say at times, because you just can't.
Her doctor stopped because he kept saying she has 3 months. And then he's like, I'm not doing it anymore.
That was 10 years ago.
He's like,
I'm tapping out.
He goes, your mom, no, not doing it. Because she's defying all the odds. And it must be attributed to her care. It must be. So, and she's a lead by marriage. So she probably has that,
Oh, boy.
It does make you wonder. It makes you wonder. It obviously, there's something to be said about then this disease where, it depends, I guess, what you're doing, right? How you're living, what vitamins you're taking, what supplements you're taking, what, she's been on since I got the diagnosis. I researched every single vitamin, supplement, essential oil, anything natural, and she's been on it for this whole time. So it must be, there's something to be said.
Well, and I also think too, it's the individual. I think it's a lot of things. I think it's creation. I think it's God's plan before anything. I mean, who are we to dictate anything? It's, and on top of that, her will. She was probably one of the strongest willed people I've ever met, encountered in my entire life. So I think that has to do with it. She was strong in nature, strong in, the way that she parented, the way that she loved, the way that she led her career, the way that she just lived her life. She was strong. So why would this be any different, I'm
going to read these things. Yeah. What are some of the preventative vitamins? Okay, so vitamin E is a good antioxidant. She's been on that for the interim. Turmeric. She's been on that.
What do you do with the turmeric? It's just a capsule, or it's actually...
It's a capsule, but she can't swallow, so we break it open and put it in her liquids, which right now she takes this thing called Thicken Up because she has problems choking, so she can't drink clear liquids. So everything is in pill form or crushed. That's how she takes it, or pureed. She's also on dandelion root, which actually it's a natural supplement that increases your appetite, which could explain why she's still eating. So that's dandelion root. She's been on that for a long time because her appetite decreased even from the beginning. She didn't really want to eat, and that helped increase her appetite. What else? She's on vitamin B, which is good for stress and her nervous system. Vitamin D, which is also good for the serotonin levels. And even though, I've heard, and I know very bad advice, but I've heard healthcare professionals say, well, why are you wasting your money on vitamins for your mom? Because she's in palliative care. Because it's my mom. And and I'm going to make sure that she has the best care until she draws her last breath. So I don't find anything a waste of money.
Well said.
Oh, and the lavender oil, the essential oil, is good for soothing and calming. And I'm actually working with her palliative care nurse because I put a special cream because of right now she's susceptible to bed sores. So we are working on a product because we've been using this product inadvertently, and it's been helping with the breakdown of her skin. All her bed sores always heal, which is another anomaly. Like, they actually get better. So I will be coming out with that soon. That's part of the products that I'm working on. And we're going to do an unveiling maybe before next week of the designs that my friend Peter has designed something for me, and I'm so excited. But I don't want to... What's the cream? I will unveil that cream next week too, Tash. Because I actually developed it with the help of the palliative care nurse. Yeah, the products are going to come out, and I'm very excited. Very excited. And it will be for Alzheimer awareness.
Okay, good. So any other questions, comments, inquiries, anything, concerns?
Does anyone have any, I know, but it's fine. Does anyone have any questions regarding anything for this podcast? Like right now it needs to be answered, that it can't wait. Any burning desire? Burning!
Yeah, so feel free to leave a message.
Yes, stay tuned for all of these things. Alan, I can't wait. I'm so excited of what you come up with for the website. Alan's like a wonder for websites, and I'm going to do a plug for him. He has a company in Trinidad, Browsers, and he does website design, website hosting. Like, you should really check him out. There's your plug, Alan.
Plug it in. Wasn't that an actual...
See, Alan, this one's for you.
Wasn't that an actual commercial when we were in there?
Plug it in. Yeah, it's Glade. Plugins. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't seem impressed. I thought it...
It was literal. Can you send the vitamins? Absolutely. What I should probably start doing is... Well, it's all in my book.
Carry on.
What was that?
I was just smelling you.
Okay. It's all in my book, but I will do a separate thing. Maybe this is what I need to do. I will write about that, of all the vitamins my mom's taking. Absolutely. No problem.
It's not in the book?
It is.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, right now you
Yeah,
mean.
no
Okay.
problem. That's not a problem. Absolutely. Oh, are you? Yes, okay. For sure. Then I'll get that cream out
So basically get her book. Yes! It's
what do you
all
mean you're
in the
not
book.
paying for that, Alan?
It's all in the book. Yes.
Mean cousin.
A great reference to anybody that's going or walking through this journey. Get the book.
Yeah,
Get
like
the book. Where do you get the book again?
Oh, no, because Bree... Okay, I have your book, Bree.
Oh my God.
I have, like...
There's so many conversations happening. This is very confusing.
Okay, actually, but she's right. I am going to put in an order in for sure. I will put a link in on my Facebook page tomorrow. I promise. I don't know what you're doing right now. Did you put on deodorant?
I did.
Okay, great. What am I drinking? Radler. It's basically grapefruit juice.
It's so not.
It is. I don't even know why they sell it in the beer store. They shouldn't have to sell it in the beer store because it's just juice.
There's alcohol content in this.
Whatever.
You can tell.
Says who? Hi from Trinidad, Selena.
Hi, Selena. From Trinidad. TNT.
Please stop that. They don't do the robot there. Stop that right now, immediately. What do you mean sugar is really bad? Yeah, sugar is really bad for you. Absolutely. How's Carnival? I know, how's Carnival? No, we don't want to know. Why are you asking?
We're here in a snowstorm.
We don't want to know how Carnival
We're in a
is.
snowstorm.
We don't want to know absolutely. Keep your Carnival to yourself. Nobody
DM,
cares.
in the DM.
You're so jealous of us right now with our 10 centimeters. We don't want to know.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
So, next week, we have some...
I'm glad that I can bring a smile to your face. This is why we do it. We do it just because.
Whoopsh, whoopsh. So next week, you have a surprise. An unveiling, guys. This is big.
See that? You see that? We make her want to skip work and hop on the 401. See that? That's awesome. That's mostly because of me. That was my phone. That was my phone. Man down.
Next week, we have some exciting things in store. Exciting!
I know, I can't wait.
Next
week is like, you don't want to miss that one. No, you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't know about you.
I'm gonna be there.
I'm right here. Maybe in that seat, but I'm right here. So stay tuned. If there's any questions, concerns, anything, please leave an inbox. We would be happy to address it in the next podcast. If you guys have any suggestions or topics or things that you want to talk about, we're open, man. We're open. Open.
Mm-hmm.
Open.
See this? Stop it, Alan. You're so mean. God.
Okay. Any hint on next week's topic? Well, if we told you now, then it wouldn't be a surprise.
Trust me, though. You want to stay tuned.
Yes.
You know what I'll do? I'll probably bring all the vitamins as well.
Well, no, because that's a lot. Like, you see that list of things that you just brought last week where it's like, oh, this is what I was taking. Whoa,
yeah, but people want to know. Didn't you hear that people want to know?
Yeah, but that was a whole pharmacy. That's like, what is that?
These are vitamins.
Vitamins. Vitaminas.
Everyone wants to know what your aunt is taking. That's right.
Okay. We're gonna
wrap it up. Because I can't
this
take
is getting silly now.
The robot and the
hater. She hates every single podcast. This is where it comes in. This is where it happens. Bring it. Bring it.
What?
You're allowed to hate for 30 seconds.
I'm not hating
and then that's
on
a
you.
wrap.
Why would I hate
you
on
hate
you?
on my robot every time.
Because can't you do something else?
No.
Is that all you got in your bag?
I'm sorry. You don't have anything.
Yeah.
Bring something.
No.
At least I bring the robot.
I'm not bringing a dance move. It's not what we're talking about here. This is Alzheimer. It's not dance. I think you can dance. Or what's the show?
Hateration. We're about to publish it.
Starring me.
She is the executive director. Okay? Her.
Okay. Right. We agree on something. Wrap it up.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We are very grateful for all the support. For everybody that tunes in and, leaves comments and supports us and stuff like that. This is great.
No, and Kalina, thank you so much for what you did on Instagram. Oh my gosh. You didn't even have to do that. I've never even met you personally, but I appreciate all your comments. You don't know. You don't know. She has such nice things, and she says nice things about you, but she doesn't know you.
See, this is the hateration. 30 seconds, that's all is allowed.
Stop pointing. When you point, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
Peace and love. All of you guys have a great night. Be blessed. Stay warm in the snow. And for the people in Trinidad, jump in wine and
whatever.
Do all that stuff.
Yeah, Trinidad.
Yeah, we're not hating or anything.
I don't
we're
care
not
that
jealous
you're at Carnival
or anything.
You were at Test last night. Nobody cares.
All right.
I mean,
we'll see you guys next week. Be safe. Be blessed. We love you. Okay?
Love you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.